Yeah, my last couple videos, I've had a couple of comments, people asking about what my gear looks like, what all gear I'm using that's on my saddle and stuff, and so I figured I would get it all out and kind of go over it. Um, I like to keep it pretty basic. I know there's lots of gadgets out there and all kinds of stuff, but I keep it pretty simple. So yeah, the spurs I'm running. These are Stein Elevate. That's what they're called. They're real comfortable. I put these Velcro bottom straps on there because they came with just the standard um, buckle style ones, and I like these a lot better. The leg pads are real comfortable. These come off, you can replace them. They're angled. The leg pad is angled, so that kicks your spur forward a little bit. I modified this one. I put an ascender on there. This is a Climbing Technology ascender for rope walking. And I kind of just Frankensteined it on there, but it works. So, and I've been running these for maybe 6 months now. My last pair was Climb Rights. I used Climb Rights for probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, and I got them in the truck. They're still usable. Actually, August gave me these, so I've been running those. They're real lightweight, and I like the looks of them. I'm pretty happy. I spent a bunch of money and I bought the distals, and they were not up my alley. They looked really nice, but they just weren't right. So yeah, here's my harness. Monkey Beaver 2.0. These suspenders are like one of the prototypes that Joe Boyd made. I think this was like his second or third pair of suspenders that he ever made, and I've been running them. Haven't had any issues. I've had them probably about 3 or 4 years now. It's kind of a different design. This slides in there and it buckles, and then this buckles over here, and this is my neck tether for rope walking. And I'm not sure what size this saddle is. I think it's a medium. But anyway, I have like a 36-inch waist. This saddle fits me nice. I'm pretty sure it's a medium. Camouflage. I run a D-ring on this side, and that's it. I run a D-ring on this side. The vault. Forget the Rock Exotica one. I forget what that's called. Transporter. And then the Shimbiner is what I rack my saw on, and I have this. I got this little ring right here. I clip my saw lanyard to that, and then I rack my saw on the Shimbiner. And the transporter, I kind of keep random stuff on there. I keep my handsaw on there. I ran my handsaw on my leg for a long time with the Velcro straps, and it's nice and convenient in its own way, but I found that it got really annoying. It would get, like, ropes would get caught around the handle and stuff, and it would get caught up on stuff, and I ended up not liking it. I ended up just putting it back on my saddle. So, and this says the Silky Zubat, or whatever you want to call it. And let's see, what all do I have on here? I run a Unisender. That's my primary climbing device. I have climbed on other things, and I periodically will change up and use something different every once in a while, but for production climbing, this has been the system I use for probably the last 8 years. I've climbed on a Unisender, and this is the Mumford version. I got this one at TCI 2021. It's about 1.5 years old, and it's almost wore out. This has a groove in it, which doesn't really matter, but the plates, these plates are getting worn. I'm running 11.7. This is Yale, or no, Sterling Scion Orange. Oh, it's 12.5, and so it's a bigger rope, and maybe that's why this one wore so fast. Usually I start out with a smaller diameter rope, and then once it starts to get worn, I'll switch to a bigger rope. But I know a lot of people have opinions about climbing devices, and this is my personal preference. I feel like it's the best climbing device for production tree work. If you're working for a company climbing trees 40 hours a week, this is a production device. It's a good all-around SRT, DRT. You can switch back and forth without changing anything on it. There's lots to talk about this thing, but this is what I use, what I choose to use. Let's see. I always keep a couple Speedline slings just for random stuff. This is a quickie, a Singing Trees quickie. I use it for canopy anchors. If I'm doing spar work, I'll do a canopy anchor with, you know, a 10-foot tail, and I'll use this to combine the ropes together, or the rope together. And I like the Singing Tree one better than the notch version. I have a notch one, and the pin is like super loose, and there's only so much room for that, for I don't know what you call that thing right there, but the notch one, the pin is like super loose, and it almost, I've never had it come out, but it's like there's so much play in it that I don't trust it for life support. So I like the Singing Trees one better. They cost more, but I don't mind paying more to feel more secure, you know. I just, you look at them both side by side, and this one looks better made, and it probably is. So I keep one of these on my saddle. I use a Climbing Technology hand extender, and it's got the pulley on it, and mainly what I use this for is rope walking. I'll put this above my device, and instead of grabbing on the rope, I like having a good hand grip. And I used to have the double one. It had two, and it ended up cracking in the middle, and it broke. And so the next time I bought one, I just bought the single one, because this one works just as good, and it's a lot more lightweight. And and this one had the pulley on it, and I use that for like I can do a 3-to-1 on my climbing system. I'll put this above my unicenter and I'll run the tail through here, and if I'm like climbing out a limb, I can tend my slack with the 3-to-1 by pulling on my tail through here, and then I slide that up and pull it more. It works good if you're going out a limb and you're on the side of it and all your weight is in your system, but you want to tend slack. It works good for that. I use it for a handful of other things too, but so that's that on that side. Yeah, we kind of went over everything. A couple extra carabiners. I use these steel carabiners. This is for my climbing system that I use on the end of my climb line. I like using a steel one because it has weight, and I end up throwing my rope over stuff a lot, and this has weight to it, and it's easier to get it up over things. And sometimes I'll even put a throw ball on here and use that to be able to make accurate shots. Who makes this? Not sure the maker of this, but this is what it looks like. And my handsaw, we went over that. My flip line, I run 2 different flip lines. For removals, I'm running steel core. I think this one's 10 feet, and I should have got the 12-footer because I've noticed that it's been a little bit short on a couple of trees. So this is a swivel. I wish there was a swivel on here because this thing will get all bound up sometimes. And this is Rock Exotica rope grab, steel core, 10-footer. It's made by Yale. I'm a huge fan of Yale stuff. Yale rope, ISC, Yale cordage. Okay, so maybe this is made by Yale. And so this is my lanyard for removals, and I have a lanyard for pruning. I use the Petzl Zillion. Am I saying that right? It's basically like a zigzag, but for a lanyard, and it's just rope, no steel core. And I got an ISC carabiner on the end of it. This rope is Tango Ivy, 11/7 Tango Ivy, Rope Logic. This thing's sweet. I have noticed that if you're flip lined around something and something happens and you touch that, it'll release. You know, like sometimes you'll be pulling your rope out of something and your rope will come down and flop down right here, and it'll release that, and you'll move a little bit, just enough to kind of scare you. But I've never had it completely go all the way to the stopper knot. It's usually just a little bit, you know. So yeah, that's basically all my go-to gear. For everyday trees, I'm using 120 feet of this Sterling. It's about wore out. I'm due for another rope. This rope bag's kind of designed for crane work. I have another rope, a 200-foot PMI static that I use for strictly for like SRT climbing, pruning, and long ascents and stuff like that. So that's basically it. I just kind of wanted to go over all my stuff because I've been getting questions about it and it's hard to answer through comments. So I figured I'm here grabbing some stuff. I might as well pull all my gear out and show you guys. So thanks for watching.